All right, come on. Thank you. Can I get everybody to be a little bit louder? Some enthusiasm. Come on, we're live. My name is Justin Ogden. This is my third time being up on stage. I'd like to see the other 2 times are on my YouTube channel, along with another video that's going to be a story I'm telling you in a little bit. But let's get to the first thing. First of all, I'm going to grab one of these chairs. You don't mind? Yeah. Sorry, I'd sit on this chair, but I'm only 5'6", so when I sit on these chairs, I got the whole little kindergarten thing going on. But I actually broke my tailbone, so I'm going to flip this around and I'm going to sit right here, just like this, and I'm going to be comfortable talking to y'all. Yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is my grandfather. My grandfather was a World War II veteran from the Air Force. And one of the funniest men I've ever met in my life, driest sense of humor I've ever heard. There towards the end of his life, my brother and I, of course, being the loving grandsons that we are, we would help him go to the restroom, get dressed and stuff like that. Being an old man, he lived a hard life, had hemorrhoids, so we get the little dab of that hemorrhoid thing right there on his finger. And he'd reach back and do it the rest of his way, but he had to fuck with us one night so bad. I'm holding his arm. My brother squirted the hemorrhoid thing on his finger. He looks at it and looks at me, looks back at his finger, looks at my brother, says, "I think I'm going to insert tonight." Oh! And my brother goes, "Shut the fuck up!" Like the driest sense of humor thing I think he ever did, I wasn't even alive for. My mom was getting to the point where she needed a training bra. My grandmother was going to go take her to go buy it, and they were talking about doing it. And my grandfather looked right at my mom and said, "You know what, I really think you're starting to make mountains out of molehills." Most savage fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. But he's the one that actually inspired me to do the thing that I broke my tailbone doing, which was skydiving 3 weeks ago. Has anybody ever been skydiving before? One person. Has anybody ever wanted to go skydiving? Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Most horrifying thing I've ever done aside from stepping up on stage. Both of them I thought I was going to die right before. But I had this guy that was attached to me. His name was Clint, and he was the most batshit crazy Australian guy. Probably the perfect guy to go skydiving with. Because I walked up and he was like, "Hi, good day, mate. Yo, Justin, my name's Clint. We're going to jump out of an airplane today. Did you take a class?" I said, "Okay, well, I watched like a 30-second video that said that we could die doing this." He goes, "Yeah, that's the class. Let's go. Jump out of an airplane." So we get harnessed up. After he gets me all situated in, he tells me, "All right, now reach down and check the boys, make sure they're not bunched up." Hey, I said, "Check them, don't play with them." Kept making a whole bunch of jokes like, "Oh man, I think I forgot a shoot down on the pack." I'm like, "Dude, it's strapped to your back, isn't it?" But the worst thing about it isn't jumping from 14,000 feet. It's when you're up in the plane and all of a sudden that door opens. And you realize that this is the first time that you've ever been in an airplane with the door open at 14,000 feet. And all of a sudden, people are disappearing out of the front of the airplane. And all of a sudden, it's our time to go. If anybody wants to see the video, look up Justin Ogden on my YouTube channel. I paid $200 to get the whole video package, so I got my own camera person right there in front of me. The jumpsuit's not flattering. I look like a St. Patrick's Day Twinkie. But we jumped out, and it was the single most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. You get a sensory overload for a second, and it takes you just a little bit to realize, holy shit, I'm looking at the bottom of an airplane while it's flying, and I can reach out and touch it. So, and then all of a sudden time freezes for a second. And we come down, after we land with the canopy, we land so flat because of the wind speed that I hit flat and I broke my tailbone. And I stood up, and this is when I realized that I was doing the right thing by wanting to do comedy. The first thing out of my mouth was I never thought my ass would hurt so bad after having a man straddle it. Jesus! Thank you, guys. Have a good night.